what I want to highlight is the types of cards that you can make and really the details on how to make really high quality cards so that you're practicing with good habits, not bad habits, right from the get-go. So there's three types of cards that I want to highlight really quickly today. The first type is a pronunciation card. And so as you guys remember, and probably what you've heard from me a few times if you have me with lessons, is that AnkiApp is an SRS system. Okay, so it's a spaced repetition system, which basically remembers all of the cards that you don't remember as well, and it also remembers all the cards that you do remember. And that's why you grade each card after you flip it. Okay, so it remembers which cards you're using. Now for this pronunciation stage, so stage 1, and any stage, honestly, I still use this for myself and kind of, learning different dialects, things like that, especially with like Spain Spanish, where it's a lot different. I just want to model what that would look like for you guys. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on deck. So if you've not created a deck, you can click on this plus sign down here. That's to create a deck. However, I'm just going to go to one of my decks so that you can just see. I've called it Spanish pronunciation. I've made a few decks to model for a few different students, but I'm just going to click on one of these, and I'm going to say edit. I'm going to say cards. I made one for a cat, and we made one for a different one. Okay, and so on your pronunciation cards, okay, so I'm just going to click new card. On your pronunciation cards, what I want to see, or what I think is useful to see on these to practice your pronunciation on your own with feedback, is to have a Spanish word and then an audio. Okay, and then you can get this audio from forvo.com. I'm not going to go through that right now, but you can go ahead and watch that previous video on how to get that from forvo.com. You can go ahead and check that out. So I'll just type in audio in parentheses, okay, and it'll have a native speaker from forvo.com speaking that word in their native tongue. So you're practicing with good habits. Obviously, this is an easier word, so it's not going to be too much of a challenge, hopefully. But as you get into more and maybe longer, maybe you have like full phrases to practice pronunciation, that's what I like to do, where I would, have 5, 6, 7, 8 words to get strung together and saying them completely fluently, just like a native speaker would. And you can get those from RhinoSpike. You can put out requests. Maybe you're having trouble with a certain phrase or a certain sentence, and you can put those out on RhinoSpike for native speakers to give you feedback. So that's card number 1, okay, pronunciation stage especially. Card number 2 is for spelling, and it's still within the pronunciation stage, but it's kind of the next step. Something that I highlight is we're learning conversational Spanish. That's the whole reason we want to have lesson, is to be able to converse with and communicate with Spanish speakers. And so in order to do that, you not only have to produce sound, you also have to hear it and have it register in your mind so that you can put those sounds to a spelling. And so that's what this card is for. It's a spelling card. So instead, we're actually going to have on front an audio. So you're going to hear the word. I'll just put audio in parentheses here. Okay, and then on back, you're going to have the word. So casa or whatever it is. And what you're going to do is every time you hear this, you should spell it out. Just to kind of highlight for you guys, you can make this one deck. So make maybe a large amount of cards for this pronunciation stage, for example. You can flip which side you're seeing. So instead of saying, you can go up here to layout, and instead of saying front to back, you could say back to front. So instead of making multiple decks of cards for pronunciation and spelling, you can just make a large amount of cards in one, and then switch which side you're seeing first. So audio to word, which would be for spelling, or word to audio, which would be for pronunciation, where you're speaking and then you're hearing it. So the third type of word that I want to highlight is the meaning word, or the comprehension words. Okay, and so what you're going to have on these are a picture. So you want a picture. Let's just see if okay, so that's a picture of me in a Barcelona game in Spain. Okay, so maybe I'm practicing the word football. I'm going to have a picture on front. This is actually perfect because it's a story for me. I know what I was doing. I was watching football. Okay, I was watching soccer in Spain. And then I'm going to add a story. So this is kind of a challenge that I've been giving to my students, is to actually write a story, write a personal memory that you have about that word. So, for example, I was watching this in Barcelona. That would be a perfect story. Okay, and so what I would do from here is I would add the word football and then add the audio so that I'm practicing good pronunciation. Okay, those are our 3 types of cards. I would say practice pronunciation with a whole deck and then practice comprehension with a separate deck. So those first 2 types of cards that I was talking about, I would say that those would be the best to do together, and then meaning cards or comprehension cards you can do separately, and make sure you also save them every time you make them. And there you go, there's your AnkiApp tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions. This is a very powerful tool to learn a lot of cards, a lot of meaning, and a lot of pronunciation all in one deck. If you keep going at it for every day, 20 minutes a day, which is what I recommend at least every day, you're going to make a ton of progress. And it's something really useful because you have it on your phone wherever you go. So thank you for watching. Good luck studying, and I'll see you soon.
Well, you can tell everybody, yeah, you can tell everybody.